how Australian government organisations approach the market. In this video, we'll outline the various methods Australian government organisations use to approach the market, including open tenders, limited tenders, and panels. Approach to market is a general term used by buyers for any notice to potential suppliers to participate in a procurement, such as a request for tender, request for proposal, or a request for quote. Australian government buyers may use either an open tender or limited tender procurement method for an approach to market. For an open tender, the approach to market is publicly advertised via AusTender at tenders.gov.au. Any potential supplier can respond to an open tender. Open tenders are the default approach for procurements at or above the relevant procurement thresholds outlined in the Commonwealth Procurement Rules, unless specific exemptions or conditions apply. Again, these procurement thresholds are $80,000 and above for most Australian government organisations, described as non-corporate Commonwealth entities, $400,000 and above for specific corporate Commonwealth entities which are outlined in the CPRs, and $7.5 million and above for construction services, regardless of the type of organisation. For a limited tender, potential suppliers are invited to respond to the approach to market. The approach to market is only accessible to those suppliers invited to submit a response. Limited tenders are permitted for purchases below the procurement thresholds. However, organisations are always encouraged to promote competition in their tendering activities. Limited tenders are also permitted for purchases under specific conditions or exemptions outlined in the CPRs. For example, purchases from businesses owned by First Nations peoples or small and medium enterprises. Finally, buyers may also approach suppliers through a panel established through a previous procurement process. Under a panel, a supplier enters into an agreement known as a Deed of Standing Offer with an Australian government organisation, or in some cases, all relevant organisations, to provide commonly used goods or services for a set period under agreed terms and conditions. Where there are multiple suppliers under a Deed of Standing Offer, it is commonly referred to as a panel. Australian government organisations may approach suppliers appointed to a panel to request quotations in line with the Deed of Standing Offer. Australian government buyers may approach multiple suppliers appointed to a panel to request quotations and select the supplier whose response represents the best value for money. New panels are usually established and periodically refreshed by an open tender approach to market, which are advertised on AusTender. If a panel is refreshed, this may be an opportunity for new suppliers to join the arrangement. If your response to the approach to market is considered to represent value for money, your business may be invited to join the panel. For further information, please visit sellingtogov.finance.gov.au.